This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
about how you were with my parents. Yeah, and changed their mind. Cause you were sweet and looking like you cared, boy. That was hard to find. I caught feelings, how could these feelings? I caught feelings, how could these feelings? I caught feelings, I caught feelings, how could these feelings? I caught feelings, I caught feelings, how could these feelings? Push me away, I wanna stay, baby. Push me away, yeah. In my eyes, you make me feel alive. I don't know why you got me needing you. In my eyes, you make me feel alive. I don't know why you got me needing you. I caught feelings, I got those feelings. I caught feelings, I got those feelings. I caught feelings, I got those feelings. Right now I'm living in a daydream. It won't leave my mind. When I'm with you, yeah, nothing really matters. Don't need money or time. I got feelings, I got those feelings. I got feelings, I got those feelings. I got feelings, I got feelings, I got these feelings. Those feelings, I got feelings, I got those feelings. Got these feelings.
We ain't perfect, no. It's a work in progress. Good things go slow. And I'm no saint. I fall and you pick me up again. Got your habits, got them too. Just feel like maybe I could lose them with you. Sinking in, and I guess I kinda like that. For the first time, you really got my back. Got your habits, got them too. Just feel like maybe I could lose them with you. Lose them with you, lose them with you. Just feel like maybe I could lose them with.
Okay. Good evening everyone and welcome for this round at Suzuka. We are here with the rookies. Currently 20 drivers on track. Quite a lot of Ferraris even. There is quite a dark weather there, especially because it's 6 AM so this means it's slightly darker than the usual. And currently I've just started the qualifying with basically the entire field made of Ferraris. And for now there is not a real lap being set by anyone. Everyone is on their out lap for now, with 15 minutes of qualifying. The time is quite enough for everybody to make their time. And to see. It's not working. This is odd. It's not working. Something is not working because I'm just seeing that I am the only one live, but the title is wrong. Not understanding this. This is odd. Anyway, currently the first car that may cross the line is going to be the Audi. It's actually Turner making the pole position lap for now to 02.4, with Cloten passing just after in 203.170. 7 times away from the pole. Adam goes just 10 milliseconds away from the current pole lap. Stewart went 4th with Wonder High and in 5th. With Squatto coming across in 7th. Oh, there is a yellow flag there. Until the BMW number 988 is going into the pits. For them there is the improvement by Galamini. Currently on pole position, with May just behind. You can see from this camera it's way better. Currently 8 times below the pole lap itself, so this may as well be US pole for the Italian. Tara goes again in 2nd, the Ferrari number 346. Quindi is riscotto in second, with Galamini first still again. Turner in third currently, with Maiden now goes in third place. In number 30. There's currently quite a few cars that are trying to improve their times. With Turner also, that may join in fifth. In fact, across the line and goes in fourth place for now. In the 3-4-6. With Taylor in the into fifth place. That has the chance to go slightly quicker. This is also Spencer that just started a lap and it's about 3 times quicker, more or less, than himself. For now the gaps are quite large among the drivers. So for now Taylor is effectively 5 times quicker, which would give him a chance to get into top 4. In fact, across the line, and it becomes a 4th place, not a 3rd, with a very tiny margin, not even a 10th. But his current qualifying lap is this one for now. Is Spencer also improving quite a lot. 8 times for now is his current improvement in 6th place. That goes into the 2nd. So quite the improvement for the number 9. It comes across the track to jump from 6th to 3rd place. 4 times away from Paul, with Galamini in the 777 and the 81 just behind. But also there is May that has a great chance to for now 4 times below the time submitted by himself, but Galamini also went quicker than anybody else. In first place, under the 0.5. In fact, it's a 4.492. It's 0.492 for 777 up there. His mate that also comes across the line to jump at least 1 position. Possibly it's going to be 2. And it's going to be just enough to get into 2nd place into 1st row for the Ferrari number 30. There is still room for improvement for that Ferrari driver, that with his number 30 and MM's livery may jump even into 1st, maybe. There is the chance. will go with the very loud Ferrari after taking a 1 and 2. 3 times for now for Jordan May. Unfortunately, we have him sitting in the pits for now with 1 minute and 50 to go. There is nothing that can be done, so he will stay in second place with Turner now in 6th. Oh, there is Scotto that goes in 4th place. And everybody is now Scotto now 4 times, 5 times even. Better than himself. Currently the gap is slightly less than 7 times, but for now 5 times. But also 5 times is for Bakativ in the BMW number 988, the only non-Ferrari driver in the top 7. Just managed to get third by 20 milliseconds. Well, number 81 is going to be in second place to the 0.8. There's also the BMW behind. And in fact, he is going to improve by 4 times, and he goes in second place, stealing the Italians' improvement. There's also Spencer that is going to come across the line into 5th place. No improvements for him, while Taylor actually went faster in 6th. There's also Carstens that is going to improve, but it's not going to be enough to gain a position. In fact, he stays in 8th place. There's just Pizzuti is the last one that has to complete the lap, which is going to be an improvement. And in fact, it's going to be 14th place for Pizzuti. Actually, goes slightly weaker. So we are now into the grid. It's going to be the 20 drivers into 2 different races, both with 30-minute time. With Galamini is going to be on pole, with Bagatev in second place, Squatto in third, with May in fourth, and Spencer in fifth, with just 40 seconds to go for the start of the formation lap, which will lead to the first grid of the two races. So it's going to be basically an entire top 10 made of Ferrari, except 3 places. The second place is on Bakatev's tires, with the BMW number 888 just there. Then there is Carstens in the Mercedes 203 and Von der Heijden in the 70 Porsche, just behind in 8th and 9th place. As we now go for a little lap with the Suzuka drivers into turn 1. This track quite famous for basically everything from Formula 1 to Super GT to actually NASCAR. NASCAR here once in the 1998, if I remember correctly, went here for an off race, sort of, and actually raced here as a road course. Surprising, I know. So the S's, it's time for Diagonal 1 and 2. With Diagonal 1 that is made in third gear, and Diagonal 2 is made in second or first, depending on the car. Then we go into the hairpin. Just here, slowest point of the entire circuit. Fast right-hander. Just after that. Technically it's an overtaking spot, this one here, but it's very hard to actually deliver something. Considering the next corner is actually a left-hander, it's the spoon, which is actually 2 different corners with 2 different radius that have also to be taken at different speeds. The first part is way quicker than the second part, and here there is a possible issue with track limits. Then we go into the most famous corner, 130R. Taken flat in qualifying, but it's slightly difficult to do it into the race, considering the fuel load and the fact that you have worn tires even sometimes. But we are now getting over the formation lap as we go into the chicane to start the race. It's going to be the round 2 of these rookies for the season. So we will go with the helicamas. It gives us a better view of what happens on track. With 16 degrees it's very cold, so I don't think the formation lap really brought the tires into temperature for these drivers here. As green light, and away we go with a very good start by the BMW. They started in second. The poleman actually made a terrible one, and in fact he lost 1 position, maybe 2, as Squatter goes from the outside to take the position number 2. And it doesn't really happen there. In fact, the 2 Ferrari are going to stay with the position they've kept. Oh, there is an issue with the Porsche there. I think it was a Ferrari number. Can't really take it. I think it was Turner in the 346, probably. But I will stay on front and we'll possibly see the replay after things have calmed down a bit. There is so Baktev in first, Galamini and Scotto, and then May with Taylor completing the top 5. There is actually a switch for position in 10th place with Croton and Stewart going into Diagonal 1 and then 2. Very close between the two. Without it, will stay on top of duo. That's going to... Ooh, Baktev went somewhere wide because as out of nowhere lost 2 positions. That then becomes just 1. So I wonder what happened at the hairpin. Clearly something went wrong there. So Galamini takes back pole position with Baktev in second. Scott in third. With a possible overtake happening just behind with Adam and Gregorelli. Well, side by side into 140R is a bit difficult. And the number 27 stays actually behind the 303 with Croton and Stewart still switching positions, but this time it's a Bimbu that is going to be the gaining one. Still the fight not over with the 119 still trying the outside. It doesn't happen there. It's actually the 14 that is going to keep the position number 10. So as we go back in here, I think we can see what happened at the very start of the race. So this was the contact that happened between several cars. There was actually 2 different contacts. This one was the one in the 53 side. Here is the contact between the 77 and the 119. You can see 2 different cars going sideways, but I think it was all by themselves. Oh, there is a major contact here instead. It's actually quite a disaster. I'm trying to understand what happens as the camera just went quite somewhere. It's actually the 211 and 346 again making contact. This is actually a very late move by the 271 that caused a major incident between the drivers, and in fact now the 211 is out of the race. There's also the 53, showing yellow flag for a brief moment, but I'm not really sure where or when. So for now Galamini is in first place with Baktev in second. And possibly Carstens trying that position. Oh, there is a contact with both drivers going out into the gravel. Major damage for the 197. Carstens now sees himself staying in 11th place. And 117 with basically demolished downforce goes wide as a consequence of that, and just makes contact with Lamborghini number 238 in 16th place. With number 81 in third. Aiming for second place. Currently in the 988's hands. Whilst behind is actually an overtake happening there. It's Spencer that nearly lost the position, but rather gained it. You can see here the reason. It's actually the McLaren number 61 that lost the rear, and the Ferrari was trying to make up an overtake in a quite frankly impossible place. So the number 9 of Spencer will stay in 13th place. As there is still this battle here between the 77 and the 303. For 6th place. There's also still Spencer trying to make a position on Brunel for 12th place. Goes for the move into turn 1 and in fact lunging to the inside, which completes the overtake easily. Whilst for the top 3, still the battle is ongoing. There is actually just more than a second between all of them. Possibly ongoing, an effective blast for the first place. We made it, just lost a lot of time. I think something happened in 4th place. Not really sure what, but something clearly happened to leave May losing a second in just a sector. And Squad now has the quickest lap time in 0.9 in race pace for the number 81, with the number 777 that just went in 0.1 and Baktev in 0.1. There's also behind quite a battle there between the 303 and the 77. Still the same battle that sparkled earlier on. Adam, that, as you saw, just lost every single position he was having. by going slightly too much on the inside, colliding with the curbs and putting the car nearly on the barriers. But the result is just a loss of 3 places for the 77 car, with Spencer behind, still battling for positions. This time it's Gedman in 79 up ahead. But no move will be made, whilst here for the Mercedes number 203 is now Hemming at Cloten and the 119 up in front. In fact, now the chance may happen here as the front engined car of the two was trying to go for a move maybe, but nothing happens by Carsten's side. It will stay behind Cloten. Whilst just behind there is a yellow flag being shown. It's actually Spencer going into the wall. Something happening here to the 296. It was actually a move that went terribly wrong, nearly putting the car on the gravel, on the wall, actually, nearly on the gravel. And Gregorelli also lost all the places. Now he's back with Adam. It's actually a very long lunge on the outside. Put the car on the grass and then on the gravel. To go back live, it's actually now Carsten's back on the Audi's back. While also behind you can see the battle for the 9th place. Seems like now Gregorelli has the chance to stay slightly in front, whilst we can now see the Mercedes going for a possible move into 7th place. And in fact it's going to be a lunge on the inside, but Audi kicks back, tries to gain back the place. And in fact it happens into the S's. The Audi is back in 7th place with Carsten in 8th. There's also the battle up in front, because now you can see here there is the 2nd place battle with 15 minutes to go, 16 actually. Just more than half the race. That's for 2nd place. Should be highly beneficial for Galamini, that also has set the fastest lap in the last lap to 0.750. Because having your teammate behind it definitely helps you around. Because for now the second place is actually in steady hands on the BMW's side. And here seems like the same happens with Kloten still maintaining the lead of the duo. Carstensen just behind, that keeps following the Audi steadily. But for now, no moves can be made, even if the gap is extremely low between the two. Clearly, the Mercedes has more pace than the Audi. But you also have to make the overtake happen. And it's not really that easy. In all of these, Stewart is extremely happy because Fernando BMW can keep the front on 6th place. Also, as oh, there is Nina contact, there is actually a contact, and there is Alpha spin by the BMW that actually loses the place on the Audi just when I said it. So now Kloten is in 6th place with Stewart in 7th, with Carstensen just behind. We'll now try the position because the Audi can fly away. In fact, the 203 will jump the Beamer quite easily and gets back behind the Audi. There is also Gregorelli going for the overtake on the number 14. So Stewart loses another place in just half a lap from 6th to 9th, and then takes back the position, but actually I think that's a bit over the track limits. Ferrari going on outside, but it doesn't happen. Whilst here we are on the same script as earlier, with Carstens again trying the position on the inside. The first time it didn't happen. The second time is actually better made by the Mercedes. Still goes for the same mistake, leaving a lot of speed exit difference between the two, but this time it wasn't enough for the Audi, and the Mercedes of Carstens is finally in front of everybody else, whilst the Porsche is actually sideways, which brings also a possible overtake on the BMW driven car. Into the 1, and nothing happens. It's actually the Ferrari of Gregorelli going extremely wide and loses the position on Adam into the number 70, in the number 77. That gains 8th place. Slightly on the grass there. Ooh, that's a bit wide for the BMW of Stewart. And now the gap has widened up between Kloten and Stewart. In fact, Kloten is now a second in front of Carstens, of Stewart, with Carstens 6 times up in front, which leaves Adam very, very keen on making the move on the 7th placed car. I really think the Audi still wants the place back. With Carstens up there. Still highly confident he can take back the position. For now the gap speaks for itself. Carstens didn't fly away as much as I thought. He actually didn't fly away. Oh, there is the leader with yellow flags! But I mean, it's actually off track. Something heavy happened there. So now the leader is in third place. Because he went... I think he shut down the car. Because the engine wasn't going anymore. So now he's not only out of the first place, but actually out of the podium entirely. With Galamini now in fourth. That slightly cuts the chicane. Surprised he didn't get a drive through entirely for that move. So now Cloten has to look at his mirror. Because Stewart is extremely close than earlier. Closer than earlier. Certainly. With Stewart just behind, Adam also very close. Spencer with yellow flags being shown. It actually was a sideways moment. Yeah, that was a bit too much on the inside. Nearly puts the car on the wall, but nothing serious happens, luckily for him. So now Carstens in 5th, Cloten in 6th, and Stewart falling behind. Seems like Adam is not having that easy time as I thought. Taking the trio this point. So this time around, Cloten has actually lost some time on Carstens. Not too much, but definitely some chunk of time has been lost. In fact, you can see that Stewart is way closer than earlier. With just 7 minutes to go, we are speaking about 4 laps till the end. For the drivers here, setting their best times so far. There was actually a gain by Cloten's side by 2 tenths on Carstens. Oh, there is the Bimbo going extremely aggressive, and in fact it takes the position because Cloten made a mistake coming out of turn 6. And now every effective effort that has been made so far to catch back the Mercedes has been completely nullified and brought to pieces. Cloten is going to be obviously very angry about it. But now Stewart has in front of him the possible chance to get into 5th place. Because last time around the Mercedes wasn't really that fast. In fact, another Alpha time has been gained by the BMW. There is the 14. Very, very close on the Mercedes. So Carlos now has to push harder. 203.4, disaster of a lap. 202.4 by Stewart, so definitely the improvement is there. Whilst in first place, there is Quatto, that is constantly gaining and gaining and gaining some time. Now the gap is only 9 times between the two drivers. Basically 6 times have been gained in a single sector. Oh, speaking of which, now the BMW is going wide. And Stewart loses a position on Cloten again. And now Adam is on the window asking for that very position. Brown will jump here because Baktev has the chance to go into race 1 of 2 in first place. But Scott is very close. Meanwhile, the 79 is showing yellow flags. Something clearly happened there, but I'm not really sure what. Adam also very close on Stewart, but more importantly, it's the possible battle for the lead of the race, because now it's going to be the last 2 laps. Oh, and there is Neil Scott going into the gravel, basically sideways into 130R. We can see here back. Yep, extremely close to put it into the barriers. And in fact, now the gap has widened up, now 1.4 seconds between the two. Very unfortunate considering that there was a possible chance to go into P1, but I don't think that will happen in just 2 laps. With also Stewart now and Adam being the effective closest battle on track. With just 6 times keeping the two apart. There's also Von der Heyden getting closer and closer to the McLaren up in front. Remember that he was in 5th place prior to his spin. So it's highly likely that he will get back at least 1 position now. With the Porsche number 70 clearly faster than Brunel. This in the last lap there has been 7 times being gained on the Porsche's side. As Baktev is now taking the white flag to go into the final lap. Meanwhile, it's Van Heyden going side by side with the McLaren into 130R. I think the position will be done just here, utilizing literally everything the track gives. And 10th place is now in Van Heyden's hands. So now for the lead, there is still squad that may, at the very last moment effort, complete But I really think that Baktev may have the chance to, well, not the chance, but actually the effective possibility to stay in front of Squatto, starting from second place. So now Baktev will effectively complete the race in P1, just half a second in front of the Ferrari behind in the number 81, but the number 988 BMW is going to finish the race number 1 of 2 in first place. In fact, just Baktev takes the flag and finishes in first place with Squatto in second, and May completing the podium in third place. Fastest lap holder and former leader is going to cross the line in fourth with Carstens 2 seconds behind. He's going to complete the race in fifth place. With Cloten in the 119 behind in sixth, Stewart in seventh, Adam in eighth, Gregorelli in ninth with on the high, then completing the top 10. Then there is going to be Brunel behind, Turner in 12th place, with Gedman in 13th and Spencer that closes the gap as quickly as possible, but it's not going to be enough to gain another place. So it will just be 14th for Ross Spencer. Number 53 of Rave is going to cross the line in 15th place. With Julie in 16th. With Curatola in 17th. And then 22 seconds behind is going to be the 990 of Huben. That will finish effectively the race. In 18th place there. So this was race number 1 of the 2. So we'll now go for the second race basically instantly. Definitely a good race for the drivers here in Suzuka. Very cold temperatures, so not very easy to compete easily. And in fact we go just now into the second race with the grid being taken by the only qualifying session available. So Galamini will go back in first place with Baktev in second and Scott in third, with May in fourth and Spencer in fifth. So this race actually put many drivers in a different position compared to where they started from. Carstens, Cloten and Stewart being the major differences in between qualifying and race. As we are now 40 seconds away from the second race, it will probably put a way calmer show, considering the drivers are still on the same RPMs, considering the race that just passed is on more or less the same exact conditions, so nothing too much to worry about. I'm very curious about Clotten and Stewart at this point, because they clearly have a great pace. They are not really starting in a great position, because now they had a lot of time to practice more, 30 minutes more. Now we're going to see more action there, the 30 minutes race that will complete this 1 hour and a half weekend, sort of. So we are now back for the formation lap. Turn 1, turn 2, the S's that earlier on saw different drivers going for different paths. Now we are going to approach turn 1 and turn 2. Turn 1, diagonal 1 and diagonal 2. Apologies. As we go now into the hairpin, closest, slowest point of the entire circuit, made in first gear always. Then we are going to approach the spoon, the long left-hander, one of the most famous points of the track, because the most famous is obviously the one after the spoon. This also means we are very close to the end of the track. With this section here is the quickest, with speeds that reach the limiter of 5th gear, so 230 km/h more or less, and then 130R, which many drivers take quicker than most, mostly because you have a lot of tarmac on the outside, so you can use it for your own happiness, even if it's completely a track limit violation, but you have 3 of them, so you can use them. And then the chicane, final part of the track. Now the 19 drivers will go on to possibly create the same speed and energy of earlier on. So this time we'll see Galamini making a better start, considering the first one was quite frankly terrible, with nearly losing 3 places in a single moment. It's green light, and away we go with again not a really great start by the BMW of Galamini, way better by Squatto. And again Baktev takes first place, with again May taking a position. So it seems like both drivers are not really great on the starting procedures. In fact, they both lost a place. And there is Spencer in 5th place. With Turner just behind, keeping the 6th. There is also Gregorelli and Adam still battling for position. This fight here never ended. This time Taylor is in front of Cloten and Van der Heyden and Stewart. The Audi takes the outside on Degen 1, which is highly impossible for an overtake. So now Castens is in 7th place with Turner just in front. No contacts nor incidents this time around, which is always a good news. But now Spencer has lost several meters from Squatto. Already a second of gap between him and 4th place, with also Turner having a 1 second behind, so possibly Spencer is going to be in a no man's land if this is the rhythm. So this time around is Baktev that actually is in pole, is on the lead of the pack, with Galamini just behind, May following in 3rd, but Squatto extremely close on 3rd place. Spencer follows behind with Turner, Carstens, Taylor, Cloten. Completing your top 10 is Van Heyden in 10th. But I'm really interested on this one here, because you can see that Squatto is... Well, earlier on we saw that Squatto is faster than May, but now it's actually the number 30 in front of the Italian. Ooh, that's way late braking for May. That goes way too deep on the brakes on the hairpin and nearly loses 3rd place. Actually keeps it by a very tiny margin, but he keeps the position for himself unless Scott goes for a lounge. It doesn't, and he will stay there while Spencer goes for a little trip on the wildlands. And also Scott gains back the position. And in fact, it is 3rd place for the Italian. And now keeps himself... Oh, there is a Turner going sideways and colliding with... I think it was Cloten. In fact, Cloten is now going backwards. It was an extremely unlucky moment. It was Turner going, you can see here, completely sideways. The Ferrari actually hits the other Ferrari, and the Audi just goes in the wall by themselves. Now Stewart with some damage on front, probably. He's going to try to defend as much as possible the 9th place. Unfortunately, I don't have the incident. Oh, I do have actually. So we can see from the 119 cockpit cam what happened there. You can see that there was actually very little that could have been done. And now Spencer is into the wall. Okay, that was extremely odd. And apparently replay brings replay because now Galamini went into the wall. Now showing yellow flags. And so getting overtaken nearly there. But the reason for it is actually on losing the car on the right-hander. It's likely going into the barriers, but again Galamini loses the chance to go into P1 for a mistake. And then the Mercedes tries the inside, but there isn't really much space to play with. And now Galamini is 3.5 seconds away from May, but now he's back on the podium. And not only that, but you can see here nearly on the verge to making a place. It doesn't happen there, but Galamini actually loses the place on Carstens. Tiny contact between the two drivers, and now Carstens is in 4th place. Just in front of the fastest lap holder. So, how the turntables. Poleman, fastest lap holder, and now in 5th place. So the race pace clearly not there compared to the 1 lap pace. With 2 mistakes in 2 races. There is Adam going completely sideways into the gravel. You can see how it happened. I think it was actually going a bit too quick. In fact, loses the rear and sends himself into the gravel. 16th place for Tov Adam now. Albia now is 2 seconds behind Baktev and just half in front of May. And Stewart is actually with Gregorelli. Something clearly happened between the drivers. I want to see back because Stewart was going for a move on the BMW, actually goes sideways. And I really think that from what I saw, Gregorelli actually spun by himself. As we go back for a battle on track, it's actually Carstens and Galamini still deciding who has to stay in front of the other. It's going to be the Italian that goes on the outside. Contact between the drivers, another contact, and now Galamini is off the track with Von der Heyden making a place on his teammate. And actually, the German is now in 6th place. It also Taylor in 7th. So the two German drivers not really keeping the teammate rule inactive, and Von der Heyden managed to get through his own teammate, but Carstens unfortunately lost 2 places because of that battle. Brunel is also in the grass. I think seems to be too much of an issue. Meanwhile, May utilizes the track limits as much as possible to keep 3rd place and possibly battle 2nd place. And now with a very good exit has the chance to get in a better position, but it does happen there. So for now there is Carson that still has to keep Taylor behind. And also Stewart is now in 8th place. Stewart was starting from 14th place, so definitely a great improvement for him. 5 places being gained. And now there may be another one, because now Taylor goes for the move on the hairpin, which doesn't happen. Not enough space. Clearly Carson's lost time, but not enough to leave Taylor with a place more on his wallet. Whilst here back in 2nd place, seems like May has a way better setup in terms of speed. In fact, goes for the move, and now May is in 2nd place in front of Squatto, with a lot more top speed than the 81. And now May is in 2nd place. And also you can see there on the distance it's Galamini in 4th, trying to get back as many seconds as possible. For now Baktev has the win served. He just needs to deliver also, even because he has the fastest lap, and for now he is the one of the fastest race cars on track. The actually fastest one is Galamini. It is extremely far away for now from the lead. But IRS Galamini managed to gain nearly 2 seconds on his teammate, now in 3rd place. Taylor may have the chance to get into Carsten's car. Gap just widened a bit in the last turnaround. For now the steady pace of 2:02.4 could pay. A bit more consistent than the Carsten's pace. A bit quicker overall, but consistently not steady. So it's still half a race to go. I don't think this one is the closest battle, but there is another one that may sparkle very quickly, which is the one for 12th place. For now we stay here. Between the 197 and the 203. Germany against United Kingdom. Oh, there is a yellow flag being shown. It's actually Brunel into the barriers. A very odd there. Oh, there was actually contact with the curb that put the car on the barriers in the side. There is also now Carstens, Taylor and Stewart. All three of them very close to each other. With Stewart, it is actually gaining a lot of time in a very short time. The last lap he has gained on Taylor the great amount of an entire second. 201.6 for Stewart, 202.5 for Taylor, 202.0 for Carstens. So with this pace, Stewart could really be on a chance for 7th, but even 6th place as the time passes. The issue with Stewart is that he can clearly deliver the time, but can't really be consistent with it. On the counter side, Taylor seems to be going quick there, keeping the gap on less than a second. And there is also the battle for second place, as May has lost completely the gap on Squatto. There was around a second earlier on. The gap is just a couple of tenths between Jordan May and Squatto in 81. For now, the gap seems to be going to be widened up by Squatto's gravel journey. In fact, made him lose several attempts. Meanwhile, Gateman is currently on grass, lost 2 places. The car clearly not in control on Gateman's ends. Multiple times nearly put him onto the barriers. Very odd situation there. So now Taylor is with Carstens still battling for that very same 6th place. With Von der Heiden that lost the place on the Mercedes. It's actually the Ferrari nearly going into the wall there, and there is also Squatto that made the very same position for 2nd place. very odd situation. I want to see back the overtake here. Because you can see the gap was extremely large. It was actually May going very long on the brakes and losing the place number 2. It's a very odd situation by Von Hayden. I think let Carstens by. I want to try to see if I can take the moment back. Let me try with these. It's likely shorter. You can see that the Ferrari was actually trying the overtake there. But I want to get a better view on what happened there. I really can't understand, to be fair. Ah, this was the reason why. He actually went on the grass. All by himself. It's just the yellow flags weren't showing, for some reasons. On my race control, that's why. The loss of 5th place by Von der Hayden's side. So the Germans have technically switched back positions. And now May is clearly back in contention for 2nd place. With just 4 laps to go. There is currently Squatter going for this very same maneuver that left May's. Okay, that was not really legal by Squatter in my mind. Squatter completely cut the chicane, but kept the time. So now May is 1 second behind, but not really fair on that side. It is now Von Hayden very close on his own teammate in 5th place, with Stewart that is practically looking at Taylor's rear sometimes 5 tenths away. But sometimes it's actually 1.5 seconds, a very elastic bend kind of gap. So it isn't really consistently kept. It's going forward and backwards constantly, though. So now the battle for 2nd is effectively going in freeway. We could have Squatter, we could have May, we could have Galamini in 2nd place. Baktev is 7 seconds ahead, so there isn't really a question on that position. And Squatter in fact goes extremely wide there and loses the position on May. And Galamini now passes by in 3rd place. So the 81 in a single corner lost 2 places. But May isn't safe with 3 laps to go. But I really think that May's place may be in great danger because Galamini is extremely close to May's rear end, as you can see here from the splitter. We just have 2 laps to go. And, oh, again, May with the very same mistake as always. Put the car straight. And now Galamini will have a clear chance to go for a position better. And in fact, May loses the place on the 777. Which now leaves Galamini in second place. Probably deserved the first even. But he will have to get happy with second, with May in third for now. Scott is 1.8 seconds away. And for now there is a battle for 10th place between Brunel, Gregorelli and Huben. But just now they have 2 laps to go for their discussion, I would say. As you can see here, it's actually Huben gaining the place on Gregorelli. Very, very close to the grass, but he actually doesn't go as far away and keeps the 11th place for himself. With Huben in 12th place. I'm actually quite happy to see that May is actually keeping the gap close on Galamini.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it all you can.
As Baktev is now with white flag. So 1 to go for 988 to effectively make a 2 out of 2. So for now, May possibly will try to defend as much as possible. It is very much a bad thing that the British man, just missed the final chicane there, because I think we could have had a very good defending by May. That now just lost some time there. For now, we'll stay with the leader because Baktev is and raced in P1, while Taylor lost the place on Stewart, and Brunel is actually showing yellow flags. So everything just had to happen now. And Squat is with yellow flags too. Somewhere. There's actually going to be Baktev that is coming home
Leader has finished the race.
with the lead of the race. And another P1. Galamini completes the race in second place with May in third. Squatto showed yellow flag on the 130R for a moment. I thought he went into the barrier at the very end. Carstens completes the top 5 with his teammate in 6th place. Stewart is in 7th with Taylor in 8th. Last lap move there, as with Spencer completing it in 9th. And Hoben in 10th. Brunel in 11th. With Gregorelli just behind. And Adam following in 13th place. Then it's going to be Gateman and Rave, with Turner just behind. Closely following. There may be a very final move there. But it doesn't happen between the 346 and the 53. For now. I hate it. Every time. With Curatola in number 4, completing the race in 18th. And Julie last on track in 19th place. Completing the race. In front of Pizzuti in 20th. So this was your double race in the rookies. I hope you all enjoyed it. Great double win on Baktev side. Unfortunate race for Galamini, but May completed the race in third. So very good performance by the British driver compared to his race number 1. So this was it for tonight. I hope you all enjoyed it.
Green light, show them what you got.
And I will see you all next week for... I can't remember exactly which round it is. Just let me see it. Okay. For Snetterton, to the happiness of nobody. But it's a race track, so nice to be seeing it around. So I will see you all next time.